Warning: the following video has information of a medical nature. I am not a doctor. I cannot prescribe to you, nor can I tell you what you can ingest. Also, please note that this video has no patience for woo-woo, unscientifically proven claims, multi-level marketing, and their claims regarding their products, and also has a lot of mispronunciations. Your patience and sense of humor is strongly advised. That being said, welcome, friends, to the circle, and let's get started. Hi there, my name's Starling. I'm a clinical aromatherapist, and in this video I want to talk about antidepressants and using essential oils with them. So I've already done a video explaining sort of my personal theories involving using essential oils to, quotation marks, cure depression. And the TLDR on that is they don't, and it's almost impossible to even try to claim that. Don't be stupid, Karen. No, they can be useful though. Potentially, smell is very, very powerful, and it can help put you into a calming existence, but it can also be very upsetting. Think about walking through the perfume section at a department store and the headache that you get. So smell is very personal, therefore I do not think that I can just say, oh, just go smell some ylang. No, it doesn't work like that, okay? So if you're interested in more explanation on that, you can watch that video. Also, I've done a video talking about basic essential oil safety, and the different ways that you need to be aware of using essential oils and what they can do to you and harm you with. Essentially, be careful what you smell, make sure you dilute when it's on your skin, and please don't put sage essential oil in your turkey at Thanksgiving, Karen. You're gonna kill everybody. So that being said, this video is really, we're just gonna go straight into talking about antidepressants and how some essential oils can interact with them. So drug interactions when it comes to essential oils is rare but common at the same time. It really depends on the essential oil. Most essential oils we don't know anything about at all, which is why you shouldn't be eating them, because even the ones that we do know a lot about, we still don't know everything. And even some of the most common ones that you can just go and buy, maybe even at the corner store, like peppermint, can be very harmful to people, and you might not even realize it. If you have heart issues, liver issues, or have G6PT deficiency, even smoking a menthol cigarette can cause a lot of problems for you, even more so than just a regular cigarette. And we're talking more immediate issues instead of long-term exposure issues. So all that I've done videos on, and so I'm not going to get into too much with talking about dilutions of these for safe levels. When this is just basic, if you're on any of these drugs, don't even look at these essential oils, essentially. So when it comes to antidepressants and how they interact with your body, that's usually based in the enzymes. So there's two different enzymes families, I guess you can call them, that I want to talk about with this. One is more of a generic drug interaction, and one is more specific to certain types of antidepressants. So let's start with, what is an enzyme? So according to the infallible Google, the definition of an enzyme is a substance produced by a living organism which acts as a catalyst to bring about a specific biochemical reaction. What does that mean? Okay, so basically enzymes help your body do what it needs to do. I've done a video on G6PT deficiency and peppermint essential oil. And essentially G6PT is an enzyme that is produced by your red blood cells that help protect them from deterioration. And people who have the genetic inheritance to have the deficiency in that, when they get exposed to things like fava beans or peppermint essential oil, it can trigger their red blood cells to stop production, minimize production, or create defective production of the G6PT enzyme. So that's kind of an idea of what enzymes can do. When it comes to antidepressants, the first family that I want to talk about is the MAOA enzyme. And this affects specifically SSRI and MOAI drugs. So SSRI, if you're on one, you probably know this, but they're selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So MAOIs are monoamine oxidase inhibitors, and they are the original antidepressants. They're now mostly used for treating Parkinson's, but a few are still prescribed for depression, but there's not a lot anymore that do that. So what is the MAOA enzyme? Well, according to the infallible Wikipedia, the MAOA enzyme encodes mitochondrial enzymes that catalyze oxidative deamination of various amines, like dopamine and serotonin. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, so MAOA is an enzyme. You can find it in your gut, it's in your liver, it's produced in your neurosystems as well. But its main job is to help metabolize and process various things from your food. But it's also responsible for producing and spraying around or stopping the production and hindering the distribution of dopamine and serotonin. So you may be on a drug that either wants to prevent the production or minimizing it or increase it. And things like eugenol, myristicin, and chloramine, which are compounds found in essential oils, can interfere with your drug's intention for this. So that's the problem with some essential oils. So what is this? What are these things? So myristicin, eugenol, and coumarin. They are found in a few essential oils. Most essential oils don't have them. Some are almost all of the entire contents of that bottle is one of these. But even if an essential oil has these compounds in them, we're really just worried at the ones that have a lot. So, for example, it's pretty safe for somebody who's on SSRIs or MAOIs to use cinnamon bark essential oil that is within contents of using your drugs. The safety of cinnamon bark essential oil for general purposes, that's a different conversation, but this is a hypothetical, because the eugenol content found in cinnamon bark hovers between 2 to 13.3%. But let's compare that to cinnamon leaf, which has an average eugenol content of 68.6 to 87%. So that's pretty obvious of a difference. When you are using your drugs and you're either ingesting or applying large amounts topically, you could be preventing your MAOA enzymes and the interactions that they're having with your antidepressants from functioning properly. Now, I must say, don't eat essential oils. Just don't, okay? Yes, there are some that technically are safe to eat, but just don't, okay? And when you are putting essential oils on your skin, 1, always dilute, but 2, do your research and find out what is the safe dilution. Because some essential oils you can slather on you at a 1% dilution, which is pretty large, really. But also some of them are like at 0.004%. You need to go get yourself an Olympic-sized swimming pool, fill it up with coconut carrier oil liquefied, and put 1 drop into there, and that's safe. So things like wormwood, for example, well, 1, don't even buy it. Why do you need it? You don't need that. It's so dangerous. Just don't. You can barely even use in a practical amount if you're applying it safely to your body. Again, Olympic-sized swimming pool, 1 drop of essential oil. Not really worth it. So always do your research as to what's considered safe, because remember, we do absorb some things through our skin, and depending on where and the sort of condition of our skin at that time can affect on how much you are absorbing. So yeah, be careful, please, because you may think, oh, well, I'm not eating this, so I can just put it on my skin, it'll be fine. No, not necessarily. And also, oh, well, I'm just going to put it in a diffuser. That can't affect me and my drugs. No, actually, some can. So please be aware of this. So I'm going to read off the common names of these essential oils, but I will put also the botanical names up on the screen. I'm going to do it this way, 1, because it'll make the video a bit shorter, and 2, nobody wants to hear me butcher things, and I will probably do a bad enough job even just saying the common names of some of these. So for essential oils that are high in eugenol, there's holy basil at 31.9 to 50.4%, pimento leaf, that's one of the ones I probably am not saying correctly, at 66 to 84%, along with pimento berry at 67 to 80%. There's pungent basil, which is sometimes called wild basil, clove basil, African basil, or even tree basil at 62.9%. West Indian bay at 44.4 to 56.2%. Cinnamon leaf. This is real cinnamon, so Ceylon cinnamon, not cassia, at 68.6 to 87%. Tejpat at 78%. Clove bud at 73.5 to 96.9%. Clove leaf at 77 to 88%. And clove stem at 76.4 to 84.8%. For mysticin, it's parsley seed is 0.7 to 37.9%. Parsley leaf at 1.9 to 8.8%. And parsnip at 17.2 to 40.1%. None of those are very common essential oils, so that should not be a problem. Coumarin, so sweet vernal grass, is comes in a distilled and an absolute. The distilled is 46.8% and the absolute is 68%. If you don't know what the difference is between distilled and an absolute, you can go watch my video on how you make essential oils. Tonka has 38.7 to 58.7%. Deer tongue is 25%. And hay is 8%. So there are a few CYP enzymes that can be affected by essential oils that therefore can affect the metabolization of specific drugs. I'm going to start reading off essential oils that are singularly affecting, so they only affect one enzyme that we know of. Again, I have to stress this is not a complete list by any measure. If you are super concerned about your medications and if they're affecting enzyme metabolization in your body, please do your own research. Okay, so let's start with CYP2D6. Again, I'm going to say the common names, but I'm going to put the botanical names up on the screen. So there's balsam poplar, chaste, blue cypress, Arabian, or sometimes called sambac jasmine, and then Western Australian sandalwood, not to be confused with East Indian sandalwood. After that, the most commonly affecting enzyme is CYP2B6. So B as in Bob. Lemon thyme, as well as thyme geraniol chemotype. So this is a thymus vulgaris, so just your basic common thyme that happens to be high in geraniol, which is a chemical compound like the eugenol. So this type of thyme is going to have a percentage of geraniol hovering around 24.9%. And you can compare that to white thyme, which is only 0.08%. So then we have lemon tea tree, palmarosa, lemon myrtle, honey myrtle, melissa, sometimes called lemon balm, West and East Indian lemongrasses. We have Australian lemon balm, also sometimes called lemon-scented ironbark. This has nothing to do with Melissa lemon balm. It's actually a subspecies of eucalyptus. Jam rosa, finger root, also called Chinese ginger. We have Ceylon and Javanese citronella. Horsemint, sometimes called bergamot or wild bergamot or bee balm. This has nothing to do with the citrus bergamot. It's a plant, and I actually have some in my garden. So the last one that is singular is CYP2E1, and that is whole wood. But I don't believe that CYP2E1 is affecting any antidepressants. Again, don't quote me on that, but from what I've researched, it doesn't affect them. But I'm including it anyway because that's interesting. So then we have the ones that are affected by a few. So there's CYP2D6 along with CYP3A4 and CYP1A2. All those three enzymes are affected by yarrow-chasmazuline chemotype. So this is similar to the thyme chemotype. So this is a yarrow that's high in chamazuline that you can compare at 19.7%. And then look at blue yarrow, which has a chamazuline percentage of 0.14%. There is blue tansy, along with great mugwort. After that, there is what could possibly be, surprisingly, the most dangerous essential oil when it comes to enzyme interaction, and it's actually a little bit disheartening, disturbing, surprising, double taking. If you live in the herbalist essential oil world, chamomile is very gentle. It's something that is very safe, or at least we think it is. And it's true when it comes to Roman chamomile. Roman chamomile is so safe that you could potentially use it with babies. A few drops with some carrier oil in the bathtub at night. Very, 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 very highly diluted. But again, it's pretty safe, along with mandarin. Really good for when they're teething. But blue German chamomile is shocking. So blue German chamomile is Matricaria chamomilla, and I'm stressing that just because different chamomiles don't have the same botanical name, and I need to stress this because Roman chamomile is safe from my research and what we know, but blue German chamomile is very questionable. One of the issues, which has nothing to do with this, but when you want to talk about adulterations, sometimes blue German chamomile has dyes added to it to enhance the color of the oil. Because unlike other oils where you either are clear or kind of yellowy, maybe pushing brown, blue German chamomile is blue. It's like a teal, kind of a very dark bluish greenish color going on. And apparently, as I was doing research for this, I learned that a lot of the times that it's adulterated with coloring to emphasize this. So that's interesting. It has nothing to do with antidepressants, but just something to add. So blue German chamomile, which is again Matricaria camomilia, effects CYP 2D6, CYP 3A4, CYP 2C9, and CYP 1A2. That is shocking to me. When I first discovered this is a few years ago now, when I became a clinical aromatherapist, like, I was jaw-dropped and speechless for like half a day, just like, really? Because again, chamomile is so gentle. The tea, you have it, at night or when your stomach's upset. You use the essential oils or, fragrance oils in your bath. It's very associated with calming gentleness. And to discover that this is affecting a lot of different medications is quite concerning. So again, just like peppermint essential oil, just because something is common doesn't mean it's safe. So there's that. Okay, so now let's talk about the actual antidepressants themselves. I've grouped them together with other antidepressants that have the exact same essential oils in common. I'm going to be saying the brand names because nobody wants to hear me butcher things more than I already have. And then also I'm going to put the generic names up on the screen along with the list of the essential oils. I'm also not going to be including the botanical names for those essential oils since they've already appeared on other slides in this video, just to make everybody's life easier. So let's get started. We have Zoloft and Celexa. If you are on one of those, you need to avoid pungent and holy basil, West Indian bay, cinnamon leaf, clove leaf bud and stem, parsley seed and leaf, parsnip, pimento leaf and berry, sweet vernal grass, tejpat, tonka, deer tongue, hay, blue German chamomile, blue tansy, great mugwort, and yarrow chemazuline chemotype. If you are on Paxil, Luvox, or Prozac, you must avoid great mugwort, blue tansy, yarrow chemazuline chemotype, blue German chamomile, balsam poplar, chaste tree, blue cypress, jasmine sambac, Western Australian sandalwood, pungent and holy basil, West Indian bay, cinnamon leaf, clove leaf bud and stem, parsley seed and leaf, parsnip, pimento leaf and berry, sweet vernal grass, tejpat, tonka, deer tongue, and hay. If you are on Wellbutrin or Zyban, you should avoid horsemint, Ceylon and Javanese citronella, fingerroot, gemrosa, Australian lemon balm, East Indian lemongrass, West Indian lemongrass, melissa, honey myrtle, lemon myrtle, palmarosa, lemon tea tree, and thyme geraniol chemotype, and lemon thyme. If you are on Elavil, Anafranil, or Tofranil, you should avoid great mugwort, blue tansy, yarrow chemozuline chemotype. Sorry, I twisted that one up. Blue German chamomile, balsam poplar, chaste tree, blue cypress, jasmine sambac, Western Australian sandalwood. If you are on Remeron, you need to avoid blue German chamomile, blue tansy, great mugwort, and yarrow chemazuline chemotype. So if you are on Viibryd, Brintellix, Lexapro, Marplan, Nardil, or Parnate. You need to avoid pungent and holy basil, West Indian bay, cinnamon leaf, clove leaf bud and stem, parsley seed and leaf, parsnip, pimento leaf and berry, sweet vernal grass, tejpat, tonka, deer tongue, and hay. So that's about it for this video. I'm not going to go into details over, safe dilutions with these essential oils and drugs, because if you're on these drugs, you should just avoid these essential oils. Some of them, that's not going to be a problem, but others, like your lemongrasses and citronellas, basils, your cinnamon and clove, the blue German chamomile, thyme, things like that, those are pretty common. The other ones, I don't know if I've ever even really seen some of them on sale before. So you can probably avoid most of them. The ones that are common, maybe figure out why you want to use those ones and see if there's an equivalent that won't interfere with your medications. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. If you have personal questions that you don't want to leave out for the world to see, you can email me. My email is going to be in the description below. If you have any aromatherapy products that you'd like me to review, you can leave the name of them below, because that's fun. Oh, I like it. I've already done 2 of Avon's, and that was a very enjoyable experience for sure. Definitely some schadenfreude there. But yeah, so please be careful and always research the essential oils that you are about to use, especially if you have health issues or are on any medications. And that can be from immunosuppressants to birth control, because there are some essential oils out there that can mess with your birth control. So again, have a wonderful and safe existence. And for the love of mana, please don't eat essential oils.